All right, guys, we're gonna go over how to use the RV. First of all, here's your electric jack. There's an up and down button right here. And then this one's just a light for at night if you're loading up to your hitch or something like that. You can have a little extra light. Your 2 propane tanks are located right here. Underneath here, there is a gauge. It's gonna point an arrow. It's gonna point towards one tank or the other. So if you're gonna be using this tank, you're gonna open up your tank, point that arrow towards that tank, and then once that tank runs out, switch that arrow towards the other tank, open that tank, and you should be good to go. Also, you shouldn't need to worry about it, but the batteries are located right here behind the propane. You shouldn't need to get in there for anything. Also, the spare tire is located right underneath the batteries. As we come around, there's a large storage area right here. This is where you're gonna find your gear. This is gonna get your water hose, your sewer hose, your electrical cord. All that stuff's gonna be in here. There's a little bit of extra space in case you need to put your own stuff in there. And then every corner has a little stabilizer jack right here. There's just a little hand crank. You're gonna crank it down. They are just stabilizers. They do not level the RV or anything. They just make it less wobbly when you're walking inside. So make sure those are down. And then also, obviously, before you leave, make sure they are all the way up. That's one of the #1 things people break. They leave them down, they pull away, and they have to purchase 4 new jacks. So just make sure you raise them up all the way before you return, okay? This is the entry door to the bedroom. There is a set of stairs here, and there are 2 sets of stairs on this RV. One is for the main living compartment and area, and then this is for the bedroom entry. These stairs are a little bit different from each other. This one just has a pull handle. It pulls out. It's going to fold down, and then you can step in. A little safety handle here to climb in and out. You have a large awning. Just remember, if it's windy, rainy, stormy, anything like that whatsoever, you need to close this. This is a giant kite. This is something that people forget to do. They go to bed, they leave it out, it rips off, all that. They are $1,900 to fix. So be really careful when you're using these. We recommend if you're not sitting underneath the awning, have it closed up. That way you don't have any problems with it. Don't go hiking or riding bikes or anything, or jump on your boat if you're at Lake Pleasant and leave it out. You're gonna come back, it's gonna be destroyed. So just make sure you pay really good attention to that. There's a couple exhaust vents here. These can warm up, so make sure you're not putting your gear next to them or anything like that. You have your hot water heater here, and then you also have your exhaust fridge over here. There's a couple electrical outlets. Just remember, no major appliances are gonna work unless the generator is on and running or you're plugged in at the park. So these outlets aren't gonna turn on or work unless you're running electricity through the unit. You have a little outdoor area here. There's a little refrigerator in here. This stuff is not gonna work unless you're plugged in at a park. This is like just a regular refrigerator that needs electricity all the time, okay? As we come around, this is your main entry. To get in, we're gonna lift this up and you just turn it. You're gonna open up the door, and then you have this set of stairs. Couple things with these stairs. You wanna make sure your door is all the way open, and then there's a lever here. You're gonna switch that lever, sorry, I can't talk, lever, and you're gonna pull it out. Now, these legs are adjustable. They're super easy. They're just little push pins. You'll pop them out, and then you can set them in any of these. What that does is help you make sure your stairs are level if you're on uneven ground. As you set these down, you can notice there's a little lip right here. If this lip is up too high, the door, let me show you, for example, say it was this high, the door will not be able to close. So make sure this is down and this part is flush with your entry step, okay? And then once again, when you're gonna close it, you wanna make sure this is all the way open, 180 degrees. You're gonna grab your stairs, you're gonna flip them up. If you don't have this door open all the way, this is gonna be like this, and you're gonna scrape or scratch or bend the door. So make sure it's up out of the way completely. Gonna close this guy up. Make sure you use the lever to close it. Just don't slam it shut. Lever, it'll lock it into place, and then you're good to go. When you close your door, this area right here, this is where you wanna push on to close the door. These have rubber seals all the way around. They can be super stiff since we have new RVs. What you wanna do is push right here on that. You'll hear a click, and then you're good to go. Anytime you travel, you wanna go ahead and lock your door, and then flip this guy over just like this so that the door won't pop open on you as you're driving. Back awning arm, just make sure you know where those are. You shouldn't be parking next to trees or anything like that. Make sure you're at least 15 feet away from trees on each side. Once again, you have your stabilizer jacks. There is a large storage compartment right here. It has lots of space for gear. There's an entry on the driver's side as well to the same gear area. And then as we come around, this is your power outlet. This is what you're going to plug into the park or into the generator. So you'll just plug in here and then you'll plug in into your generator. This is a cable hookup, like if you're at a park and they had cable or something like that, you can get into there. Another storage compartment. That's the entry for that back compartment. This guy opens up about 3 to 4 feet, so make sure you're not parked next to anything too close when you put this in and out. Also, make sure nobody is on the inside sitting on the slide out area, like at the table or anything, or have ice chests or anything. You don't want any weight on the slide out when it's coming in and out. Make sure there's nothing on there or nothing blocking the slide out when you bring it in. You don't need to really worry about this. This is just the back of the fridge area. This is your city water connect. We recommend you do not use the city water. We recommend you fill up the water tank and then use the pump as needed. A lot of times people will hook in here and the water pressure is too strong at the RV park, and say one of the lines has a little leak in it, you're going to flood the RV. So we always recommend just fill the water tank. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And then always just run the out of the water tank. Click it on when you're using it, turn it off when you're not. This orange one right here is for flushing the sewage tank, okay? You can hook in a garden hose here when you're flushing your tanks. It'll help flush out the tanks. Anytime you're using this, the black valve must be open. Do not attach to this, start filling water, and have the black tank closed. If you do that, you could flood the interior of the RV through the black water tank, which would be a disaster. Okay, so make sure anytime you're running water through there, the gray valve is right, or I'm sorry, the black valve, it says body waste right here, is right here, and then the gray handle is the gray valve. That's like your shower water, all that kind of stuff. So what you're gonna do is you'll pull this one first, you'll pop this off, you'll put the sewer hose on, and then you'll pull the black one first, let it drain out, close it, then pull the gray one. It'll kind of clean out and flush out that tank area. As we come around, you do have a freshwater drain outlet. So if you want to, if you're coming home and you don't want to bring your fresh water, you'll pull that white handle. All the fresh water will come out. Also, right here, this is your water tank fill. This is what we're talking about, where we want you to put your water. You're going to put it in here. It'll fill up. You can watch the gauges inside, and then anytime you're using the water, you can just turn the pump on and off. All right, we're going to head on inside and take a look in there, and we'll show you how to use everything in there. Come on in. All right, guys, we're going to go over the interior of the unit. This one's super easy and super awesome. First of all of the controls basically are right here. You have all your gauge levels here, your battery, your freshwater, your black, your gray tanks, all that stuff's right here. Just remember, these are guides. They are not 100% accurate. You have your electrical water heater and gas water heater. If you guys we always just recommend anytime you're using it, use the gas water heater. And then you have on the right of that, the water pump button. And you have your living room lights and your awning lights. You also have your slide control and your awning control. All those controls are right here. A couple things with the water, just make sure, we recommend you always fill the tank with water and then just use the pump when you're using it. You don't want to hook into the city water connection at parks or something like that. Sometimes they're over pressurized. That could cause flooding inside the RV and all that. So we always recommend just use the water pump option and fill your water at the park, okay? That way you don't have to go out and turn it off every time and on, just use the pump, okay? As we come around, right in here, you're gonna have your breaker box, just like your house would have a breaker panel. It's located right there. Hopefully you never have to touch anything in there or use it or anything, but it's good to know if you need to switch a breaker or something, flip a breaker. You have a couple beds here. Please do us one favor. These are not meant to climb over and climb up. These are not super solid stuff. You're gonna walk up the stairs, come up here on the top. Also, this bed, this sofa is not a bed per se. It doesn't like fold out into a bed. You can always have somebody lay right here and sleep there. It's got a couple controls right here to kick your feet up like a recliner, but these aren't going to fold out and make into a big bed here or anything. But what does turn into a bed is the dinette. So the dinette is quite large. All you do to make the dinette is you're going to just remove this tabletop. You just lift it off. You're going to remove the two poles, and then this tabletop drops right down onto these ledges. Once you've set it down there, you can go ahead and take the cushions, usually on the sides, and then you can put them on top of the tabletop that you've dropped down. Cover it up, and then that makes a good sleeping area. We have an entertainment system here. Just make sure when you're traveling, you do lock it into place. There's a little fire pit thing here, electrical fireplace. Just remember, if you're not plugged in to a generator or plugged into the park, no major appliances are going to work. That's going to include that. Also the air conditioner and any major appliance, including outlets, okay? You have a nice range here. First of all, just so you're aware, this is not a cooktop. So if you are going to use this and cook on it, you need to flip this up, and then the glass becomes the backsplash, just like that, okay? So just make sure you're not trying to cook on top of the glass or something. Every once in a while, we have somebody try to do that and they break the glass, and it's pretty expensive to replace. So just make sure anytime you're cooking, you have the glass cooktop flipped up and out of the way. You have a microwave right here. Once again, major appliance. You'll need the generator running or be plugged in at the park for that. As we come around to the fridge here, these are pretty sweet. This is a 12-volt refrigerator. This is not a gas fridge. So to operate it, you're going to switch it on right here. There are two modes. There is like a dry camping mode or a boondocking mode. And if you are out boondocking, you just want to make sure you have it in the off-grid position. That means you're not plugged in at the park. You need to keep it between the off-grid level areas. So you can actually make it colder or not so cold, but it needs to stay within the off-grid range. Now, if you're plugged into the park, you can crank it over and you can use any of the ranges. But if you are dry camping, you're going to stay within that off-grid range. These are really cool. They cool down a lot quicker than the old gas ones. So this is pretty nice, and they are massive. Inside here, this is the biggest fridge I've seen in a long time, and freezer combo. So you can get a lot of stuff in there, which is pretty nice when you're out with your family. As we come into the bathroom here, a couple things we want to notate is the GFCI outlet here. You're gonna, if something's not working, maybe an outlet or something, you always want to double check your GFCI outlet. And then just something we walked by real quick. This is your thermostat control for your air conditioner and heating element. So just make sure that if you're going to run the air conditioner, you need to be running a generator or plugged into the park. As we come through the bathroom area, it has a foot flush pedal. So if you're going to flush the toilet, you need to flush it here. We always recommend you flush for 5 seconds. That gets enough water to go ahead and spread out like the toilet paper after you've used it into the tank. If you just don't add water, it's just gonna stack up, so you want to make sure you get enough water in there. Also, there's lots of little latches and clips here. Anytime you're traveling, you want to secure all areas, including the sliding glass door. To do that, it's just a little clip. It clips here. To unclip it, you're going to move it over and lift it up. And then the same thing with all these doors. These have little clips like this. Anytime you're traveling, you want to secure the door by clipping those in. All doors in this unit have those clips. As we come around, there's a little bit of storage underneath the bed area if you want to drop some things under there. And then you have all your bedding area in here. This one has tons of space. You have some USB outlets and everything on the sides of your beds. It's a great master bedroom floor plan, and then you also have a door to get in and out of if you're staying up late. Well, that is this unit. We're super excited to see you and have you here. If you have any additional questions, we can go over those when you guys come to pick it up. We'll see you soon. Thanks.